Welcome back to DVC Weekly. My name is Jason Erpling. I'm the broker of buy and sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and buy and sell DVC.
I feel like the camera moved.
It might have. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's only on you. I don't know if people can see me, but we're going to assume that they can. This is episode 217.
This is episode 217, and
it's April 2nd. Hopefully nobody got pranked yesterday and everyone's doing okay and no issues. And the 11-month mark is going to be March 2nd. You're already talking about spring break 2025. And the 7-month mark is November 2nd, 2025. That's going to be Jersey Week. So those are two busy times right there. I don't even know if people can get in at the 7-month mark for Jersey Week.
it's tight. Probably look at Saratoga Springs, maybe Old Key West at the most. I mean, Jersey Week's a very busy time to go. It's Jersey Week and it's the marathon. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, double-edged sword on that one.
And now we're on to the buy and sell side of things. And this might be, I don't know if this is a nerd alert or, but this is, everyone likes to look at DVC in their own way, if you will. And, some people like to look at the cost. Are you familiar with this thing?
I think I've seen this before, but I promise nobody knows what we're doing. I'm not sure if they can see it like this. But we got the, what does it say? The annual.
Yeah, this is basically what these people do. And when I say these people, I mean, this is, it's random different groups. But basically, they take the resort, they take the average price resale, they take the number of years left on the property, because again, each resort has a different end date. And then they take the annual dues, and so then they put it together to get what your cost is, the annual cost, initial cost plus dues. So, did you already know what would be number one on here? Or?
I did not know. Okay. It's the first time I've really looked at this.
Okay. So for number one, it's going to be Copper Creek. And again, I'm going to try not to throw too many numbers at you, but basically in this chart, the average resale price was $143.08. The annual dues are $8.49. The contract ends January of 68, so the years remaining is 42.9. So the initial cost plus the dues, if you buy resale for Copper Creek, is $11.82 a point per year.
Okay, yep, that makes sense, I guess.
And Copper Creek was one. And again, Copper Creek, buy resale, that allows you to stay at the 14 original resorts. Number two is Riviera, $11.90. But again, if you buy Riviera resale, you can only stay at Riviera. Number three, still in the top three, and only 9 cents behind Copper Creek, is going to be Saratoga Springs, $11.91. That's still a resort. Very popular with people that vacation and make reservations less than 7 months in advance. They buy Saratoga. They may make reservations 7 to 11 months in advance, and they may switch under 7 months. Of course, one of our most famous viewers, if you will, that he owns at Boulder Ridge, but he does similar things to what people at Saratoga. That's King.
My man King.
King, he's a bouncer arounder. So, you can do that with his Boulder Ridge, but he does it. I mean, you can do it with Saratoga Springs. I mean, he also does it with his Boulder Ridge. And then if you go down...
Well, I will say right now, Saratoga Springs is always known as being a great value. Bay Lake Towers, the next one after that, known as being a great value. A little shocked by the next two, Polynesian and then Grand Floridian. Really, with the higher buy-in prices, those two somehow are the next ones up, though. I guess maybe because of a little bit lower annual dues.
And the expiration
a little bit later expiration, I guess. But shocked that Poly and Grand Floridian are up there. Those are, the higher to buy-in prices and top resorts. But, according to all this data that's been done, they're the next ones up for best values.
And then I just want to just throw in, this is in the bottom four now. So the bottom four, and two of them are DVC resorts in Orlando. You have Boardwalk, which is $1,597 per year. And remember, that expires 2042. And then second to last is Beach Club, $16.97 a point. That's because their average resale price is $132, Boardwalk's $114, and then you have Vero Beach coming in at the highest per point at $17.17 a point. Remember, their annual dues are $14.30 a point.
So their initial cost plus dues for Vero Beach and Beach Club are approximately 50% more than like Copper Creek and Riviera that are at the top. So it's 50% more. So that is a big difference.
And and it's interesting to see how Vero Beach only cost 20 cents per point more than Beach Club, and Beach Club is $132 a point average resale, and Vero Beach is $48.53.
Like, how is that? But I guess because the annual dues, Vero Beach is 14.3 and Beach Club is 9.12. So huge. Those annual dues are really throwing Vero Beach to the bottom of the list.
Yes. So
Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, very interesting. It won't overwhelm you with any more numbers, but and I don't know if I don't know if Ty can put this on the screen or not. I don't know. If he can, he can. If he can't, you saw it in Scott's hand, I guess.
We'll try some way to get this.
Or maybe we can put a link to it in the notes. I don't
know.
The comments.
If you've got a link to it, we can put a link to it. I'll put a link to it in the description.
Okay. All right, and now we're on to the food review of the week. We're going to see how much it costs per year to eat at this restaurant.
Come here, I'm going to eat you. Get in my belly.
So for Jason's delight, we are back at Vero Beach. But this time we stayed at the resort. We did not go into the Wind and Waves restaurant. We went to the quick service. We actually went to go to the Wind and Waves, and it was the night that we arrived. It was raining out, nothing available. Like
really,
you can walk by there and like more than half the restaurant's empty, nothing available. So we went over.
And what time of the evening was? 6 or like
6.
6
o'clock. And I asked. I think they said they were full for the night. So it's not like they even said, if you come back later, they were like, yeah, we're full. So the family and I went to the Wind and Waves Grill, which is the quick service restaurant. We've gone here many times, and I've always think that's one of the best bang for the buck on property, because you always get like a main meal with it's salmon or pot roast, or in this case it's beef stroganoff, and it comes with 1 or 2 sides. And the beef stroganoff was $12. They're all normally in like the $10 to $13 range, which for eating a pretty nice meal on Disney property is a steal.
And you don't have to wait?
You don't have to wait. Again, you place the order and you probably wait 5 minutes and then your food's ready. So not a lot of places to sit and eat, which is the toughest thing, especially in the rain. But we sat outside. Actually, I think that at that point it had stopped raining. We actually sat outside and ate like under the umbrellas, like kind of before you get to the pool. And this was $12. It included a large amount of decent amount of beef/steak on there. Food was very good, had great flavor to it. Nice sized portion. Got a side of mac and cheese with it, which was also very good. The only thing I could think of is that really it could have used more sauce on it. And I'm sure if I had gone in there and said, hey, can I please get a little side of the beef stroganoff sauce, they would have had no problem with that. But could use a little more sauce. But overall, it was very, very good. I give it a 7.2. It's nothing to write home about, but for the money, and if I'm ever there, I'm going to be going to Disney Vero Beach many, many times, I hope. I would definitely get this again. Again, for $12, fantastic dinner, arrived quickly, and it was just nice and simple. But again, just so you know, they switch every night. They have all day. They have a big menu on all this. So on the back wall that you get for like breakfast, lunch, and it's for dinner. And then they'll have 3 or 4 specials that they'll rotate every single day. This was one of the specials that they rotate every day. So I can tell you, I've had the pot roast before. It's been fantastic. I don't remember what I've had. The meatloaf, fried chicken. Like, they've had a bunch of different things. They've always been really, really solid meals. And again, for like $12, you get a good portion to eat on Disney property. It's a steal.
And were you staying in the inn?
Yes, we had 2 Ocean View inn rooms.
Okay. So, another thing is, you're in the inn rooms, you decide to go there. You're in your room and you can have your food within like 14 minutes.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, that's, I mean,
Yeah,
you can't
there to
beat
get your
that.
food. Yeah, get back there.
So, I mean, that's a huge plus right there.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and now we're on to DVC-rental side of things.
So-
wait, was that your parents' first time there?
Yes.
Did they like it?
Yeah, they enjoyed it a lot. They had a very good time.
And did you guys go down to the beach at all?
We walked down to the big deck where they have like the rentals and stuff. We walk onto the sand this time. My mom's mobility is not so great. She was worried about walking on the sand, so we didn't go on the sand or anything.
How was the?
It had a big drop off.
It had a big drop off. There was no cutout.
There's a little cutout to get through, but most of it there was a large drop off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That sounds a little dangerous.
Yep. Definitely. And one of the reasons also that I wouldn't want to take them down there. It's a little gnarly, you know. If you're able-bodied, it's not anything you can't navigate. But if you're having some issues or walking is a possible problem, going on the beach could be a little rougher. And, sand, as you know, gives way when you're stepping on it anyway. Now all of a sudden there's a drop off, and you got to walk through like this little ramp going down in the sand. You never know what's going to happen. So they didn't go on the sand, but they really enjoyed the resort. First time there, enjoyed it. We had a great time as always.
Did you guys play any? I call it bags. What do you call it? Cornhole?
Cornhole. We did not play cornhole. We did mini golf. We did billiards.
Your kids always run the billiards.
Yes, they love playing pool, and my father played with them, so that was nice. I'm sure they'll remember that.
Nice.
We all played mini golf and had a nice time. Most times just hanging around. We got I get there early in the morning. Got 2 tables with the umbrellas that we could sit in and relax and stay in the shade a little bit all day. And just we were at one table. My parents were next to us, and just had a really nice time.
And did your boys find like a group of friends, or not really, or?
No, not really.
Okay.
They're mostly hanging out with us, and it was first time ever going in February, so it felt less crowded than normal. I mean, it's never really crowded at Vero. You know that it kind of absorbs it well, but much less crowded than I'm used to. We actually had warmer weather while we were there. I was talking to a lady. It was hysterical. I was waiting to get in the one day. There were 6 different groups, like individuals waiting to get in. Every single one of us was from New York area originally.
All right.
And I started speaking to one lady. She comes down here for 8 weeks, and 6 of the weeks she spends at Vero Beach.
Wow.
She was on week 5 of 6 at Vero Beach, so she knows everybody's name. The lifeguards are stopping and talking to her. And I mean, she's as dark as you could get. I was like, my gosh, she's been here for 5 weeks already, and just hangs out by the pool and chilling at Vero Beach every day.
Nice. Did you throw any paper airplanes?
No, but we were sitting. My parents and I were sitting in the lobby when they were doing the paper airplanes. So sometimes they go flying past us. My dad was ducking out of the way of them, playing with them, and then my dad was playing with one of the cast members. He's like, "Come on, try to hit me with it." And the cast member was trying to get him with the paper airplane. So it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
We had a very nice time.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And another 3-generation trip.
Yes.
I mean, at Vero Beach, that's what it's known. I mean, I feel like you see so many 3 generations there. So
There are, and I told you, I know I was texting you when this was happening because we're there. February is a much older crowd than I'm used to as well. Like a lot of times I would say 70% of the people were over 60, which is especially like by the pool. There's not a ton of kids. It was definitely an older crowd than usual, but I mean, it was a blast. We had a really, really nice time.
that's awesome.
Yep.
And now we're on to the DVC-rental side of things.
So on the rental side, I want to discuss how renting your DVC points helps benefit DVC members. First thing is it prevents point expiration. DVC points have a specific use here, which means that if they aren't used within that time frame, they will expire. You're always able to bank them, but you can only bank them for like 1 year. So it helps owners who could possibly be losing all the value on their points. It helps DVC members recover their maintenance fees every year. As actually Jason discussed earlier about these, we talked about annual dues, which are maintenance fees. They're due every single year. And by renting out their points, normally you'll get about double, it depends on the resort, you'll get about double what your maintenance fees are. So it helps cover your maintenance fees, which is very helpful to them. Provides flexibility. A lot of times, life happens. You never know what's going to happen. Renting allows owners to maintain their DVC ownership even if they can't travel. We've been working with one specific DVC member who's been very sick and hasn't been able to go for the last I'd say 10 years, 11 years or so now, and every year he comes to us and we rent out his points for him. So instead of him losing it, or for a while he had just let the points expire, but now he comes to us and he rents out his points every year. So it helps, get some money coming in, and it helps you not have to sell your contract. It also gives them the option to gain value from their purchase when they can't use their own points. It helps fund future vacations. If the income that you make from renting out points can be used to share for another Disney vacation, it can help pay for your kids' college, or somebody gets in a car accident. As again, I said, life happens. Anything can happen. By renting out your points, you now have this expendable income that you can use. It simplifies point management. Instead of dealing with banking and borrowing and worrying about all that other stuff, a lot of times it just might be easier for some people just to rent out the points, just get the money and not have to worry about anything along those lines. It's also another great option if you are going to be going on a cruise. If Disney charges a ton of points to transfer, to use your points to book a cruise. So it's a lot better for you to sell those points and then use that money to book a cruise. And also, we are a travel agent, so we can book that Disney cruise for you and take that money and put it towards your cruise, so you don't even have to receive a 1099 at the end of the year. Also, another great option is, instead of going, I have to go Disney because I'm transferring the points over, we can book you in pretty much any of the cruise lines. If you want to go with Norwegian or Royal Caribbean or Carnival, Princess, Holland, you know the list. We can take those points and apply that for you as well. And again, 1099s are not necessary at that point. So a lot of great options, reasons you'd want to do this. And if you are thinking of doing any sort of cruise, whether it's Disney and you're like, I'll have to waste all my points to use the Disney cruise, or if you're like, I'm not planning on doing it, I'm planning on going to cruise this year, I'm not going to Disney, rent those points out, we'll book it for you and make it super simple, take care of everything for you.
And I also want to add, if you're an owner and you've only owned for maybe 2 years, and now you're thinking about renting out your points for the first time, you may think that it's easy to rent out your points on your own. I would caution against that because, let's say, for example, you just, you mention in your office, oh, I have some points, think about renting them out. And then a coworker's like, oh, I could go on a vacation using the points. Or, do you have availability, May 20th to 27th? And you're like, oh yeah, there is availability. It's this. And then the person's like, okay, I'll pay you for the points. And then, because it's like a coworker, you don't do a contract or an agreement. And then
they need to cancel.
Yeah. And then you have a June use year, and now they're canceling, and now your points have to be used by the end of May. And you were trying to do someone a favor, and now it's bitten you and you lost 200 points.
We get that a lot, where people contact us and say, my sister-in-law, we booked the room for her and now she had to cancel, and now I've got these points that are about to expire. What do I do with them? And then we've got to bail out the people and possibly discount them because they're going to expire right away. So there's a lot of people, what the issue is that a lot of people think that when you own this timeshare, it's not worth anything. They don't realize it's worth a lot of money. We pay our DVC members $18 per point, and they think, oh, my friend will just let me use the points, so I'll throw them a couple $100 and they'll be happy. This has a lot more value than that, and people don't realize that when they're canceling or when they're doing this stuff, it can really screw over the DVC member.
Yeah, and again, Scott has the established DVC-Rental with, again, loads of clients. It's already set in motion. It's almost like when you're going to rent points for the first time, it's almost as if you're starting a business from scratch, because, you're going to get people, oh, can you check this? Can you check this? And then you're going to check all this stuff. And then they're like, oh, I was just checking, I'm not ready to book. And they're just, oh, can you actually go ahead and cancel that? We now, my husband says he wants to go in June. It just,
My kid's baseball tournament got changed by a week, and it changes. Stuff happens.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, my Aunt Betty, she only paid $2,800. Why am I paying $3,100?" And then, it's just all of a sudden the business that you think is easy becomes, it's not working out. So it's like
you're trying to help somebody or work with somebody else, and you've got a second job trying to take care of their vacation for them. They're gonna have a great time, and you're stressing your butt out trying to deal with all this stuff.
Right, but in the meantime, you can just give your DVC-Rental and say, here's my login. People are requesting. Boom, they match it up. It's booked. It's sent to you. You sign it. It's over. It's the power of the company and all the renters.
Especially easy if we have the login. We do all the work for you, and literally we just let you know something is booked, and then money shows up in your account. So It's definitely a lot easier than dealing with all the possible crap that you have to
Exactly.
deal with, especially if you know somebody, if it's a relative or a coworker, and yeah, it's just not worth it.
So we hope you enjoyed that episode. Leave your comments, and we'll see you next week.
Again, please check out our social media. But the best thing to do is to join our Facebook. It's Disney Vacation Club Resales DVC. Or check us out, or just our regular Facebook business page, which is DVC-Rental webpage. Always posting lots of great deals and everything on there. Some discounted stuff that sometimes it sells too quickly that it's on the website for just a little bit. We notify people and it's gone within minutes. So that's the best way to score the best deal in these last minute confirmed reservations. So check it out.